First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer.
Hello everybody, welcome to C# Gamer, and today's tutorial we're going to show you how to make a low poly planet. I see a lot of tutorials on YouTube and they do show you how to make a low poly, but not for like if you want to walk and add trees or anything like that. Scale that, zoom out, scale it. We're going to add a modifier. We're going to add a subsurface right here, subsurface. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna view 1 and 2, and then we're gonna hit apply. Now that we apply that, we're gonna add a displace, so that way we can have the terrain effect like a planet has. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a texture to create the terrain. So what I do is I just create a new texture. As you can see, it's scaled down. So what I want to do is the mid, we want to make it to be 0 right there. So now we're gonna go to the texture panel, and now as you can see it says displace, and then where it says image, create a new one. Nope, we want to actually create a type one. So what we're gonna use is clouds, and at clouds you can see we already have this nice crazy random effect. So now what I'm going to do is on the cloud, I'm going to hit the side, make it bigger, so that way you kind of zoom in on the picture in there. Alright, looks about right, looks kind of like a rock. Now we're going to go back to our modifier, and then the strength, we're going to lower a little bit more, so that way it looks a little more smooth out. Actually, let's make that a little stronger. Okay. If you wanted to have it more depth, so what you do in the colors, you go on ramp, and then here you can use the color ramp. So the darker it is, the more it's gonna go smooth out. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. You can use this effect for any of the creating rocks. It can be used too, but in this case we're only gonna use it for a planet. So the white represents height and the black represents just flatness. So in this case, let's actually make it more that. It looks about right. So now if I go back to my modifier, the strength, I can actually lower it down, and we got this nice effect. It does not look like a planet yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a color to it. Let's make it a little darker. There we go. And now let's add a sphere to represent the water. Scale that sphere, and right there, smooth it out, and add a material, and let's call this water. Actually, let's scale this one a little down so we have more land mass. There we go. Now the next step is kind of my favorite, because you can actually painting the trees. But before we do that, we need to build some trees. So because we're doing everything low poly, we're just gonna create some very primitive, simple trees. So I start with the cone, and then on the vertex I just scroll all the way down until we get this nice triangle. Let's put this a little higher. Next step is the tree trunk. Go back to a cylinder, and then lower it back to vertices up to 6 vertices. Scale it down, and then we scale it up a little more. There we go. That does not look that bad. This very tall tree. And over here, let's scale this guy up like this. All right. Is the center? Yep, it's center. Right. All right. Now the last step is gonna be join these two parts. But before we do that, I want to add some color, so that way it's easier if I need to clone it. All right, some green, and let's add some brown. So that represents the tree trunk. All right, so actually center all this to this other way in the middle. Same with this guy. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So now to make these two objects join together, just hold shift and select the tree trunk and hit Ctrl J to join. And that looks about right. And now let's add, we're just gonna use this tree. So now that we have that tree, let's name it tree. tree. Okay, so now the next step is gonna go back to the planet. And now that we're here, we select on the planet. And then the next step is gonna be on, we're gonna use weight paint so that we can choose where the density of tree is gonna be at. It's gonna make more sense, and once we start doing the particle into mesh. So we go back to weight, and then we have it. We're gonna use as, let's paint some of them over here, here and there. In the land, that's what it's gonna represent the land. Okay, you just paint a few really quick. Alright. Alright, just take your time. When you're doing this, you just choose where you want the density of trees. Alright, so that looks about right. Don't make anything crazy. Let's go back. Now if we go on particles, we're gonna create a new particle. So I'm gonna name it trees spawn. And then we're gonna hit where it says emission. Okay, maybe let's make this into 500 so we can make it not too crazy on the let's make this into 500, lower the emission. And then on the catchet, on the emission, we want it to be, instead of figure, we want random. There we go. And then velocity, we're not gonna use that. Physical, no, we're not gonna use that. All right. And we're gonna use objects where it says render. We're gonna use objects. And then here we're gonna use the trees. As you can see, we can't see them yet because we in the mission, instead of, it says to start and then to end. We want the start and the end to be the same. Press enter, press 1 and 1. As you can see, we already start seeing some trees. Let's see if we can zoom in. There we go. Nothing crazy. Then the night option is gonna be says rotation in the render path. This rotation, we're gonna click on that. Okay. So if I go back over here, my original tree is gonna copy the rotation of this tree. So I'm gonna select that and select my next layer. As you can see, I have the tree inside. So that way I can actually start rotating that into a nice position that we want. As you can see, all of them are following that. Oh. There we go, right about there. Alright, now once that's done, and you can just keep adding more different particles, different effects. So for example, over here you can just add more emission in different places. And yeah, now let's go on Unity to see how it will look in Unity. So to export it, what you would do is apply both of them, the particle and the mesh. So it's stay here. So now what you do is just select everything. Okay, once everything is selected, just go file and just hit export. Export as of FBX or AVJ. So I'm gonna use FBX. All right, let's go on in Unity. All right, now that we're here in Unity, we already imported and added some script so we can test out the little planet we just created. So let's see how it looks. Let's hit play. So you can see this is not optimized whatsoever. This is just for testing. Just a regular. Okay, let's walk around. We can add some script for shooting here and there, and it's pretty not bad. So this is actually the easiest way if you want to make a low poly planet, don't have that much time. But yeah, we need a lot of optimization. So let's go back on the camera. All right, let's actually scroll out a little more. Okay, a little tilted, but that's fine. Anyways, see some floating trees here and there. To fix that, one thing you have to just make the. Anyways, for just testing the trees. so we can see how it looks. So far not bad for just something to do really quick. But yeah, this is my take on making low poly planet in Blender and for Unity. I hope you enjoy, and if you like the video, just subscribe. If you want to see more, just give me some suggestions what should I do in the future, and well, see you guys later. Bye bye.